All right, let's talk about one of the most feared questions in any product management interview. You know the one, the dreaded metric drop. It's designed to be a high-pressure moment, for sure. But what if I told you that with the right framework, you can actually turn that moment of panic into your chance to absolutely shine? Okay, let's get into it. So just imagine you're in the interview, you're feeling good, and then the hiring manager leans in and says this. Your heart probably starts pounding, right? Where do you even begin? Well, this is the exact challenge we're going to deconstruct step by step so you are never, ever caught off guard again. So here's our game plan. First, we'll get into why interviewers even ask this question. Then, I'm going to give you a super powerful 6-step framework. From there, we'll apply it to a real-world case study, Uber, walk through the whole investigation, find the root cause, and then, finally, craft that perfect winning answer. Okay, so why this question? What's the big deal? Well, here's the secret. They're not actually looking for a single magic answer. Nope, what they really want to see is how you think. They're testing your ability to take a big, messy problem and give it structure. It's all about showing your logical process. And the tool we're going to use to do that is called root cause analysis, or RCA. Now, this is basically just a formal way of digging past the obvious symptoms of a problem to find out what's really going on underneath. And trust me, this isn't just some interview trick. It's a core skill for any successful PM. And this is how we're going to do it. I'm about to give you a 6-step framework that is repeatable, it's reliable, and honestly, it'll give you the confidence to tackle any metrics drop question they can possibly throw at you. And here it is. It's pretty straightforward. Step 1, you clarify the metric. You ask questions. Step 2, you break the big problem down into smaller, manageable pieces. 3, you segment your users to look for patterns. 4, you start identifying potential causes. 5, you suggest some fixes. And finally, number 6, you summarize everything. It's simple, it's structured, and it is so incredibly effective. Okay, theory is great and all, but let's see how this thing actually works in practice, right? We're going to take our 6-step framework and apply it to a classic case study involving one of the biggest tech companies out there. This is step 1 in action. Clarify. The interviewer tells you Uber's worldwide revenue dropped by 20% in the last quarter. See? We already have our key details. The metric is revenue, the scope is worldwide, the magnitude is 20%, and the time frame is the last quarter. The goal is crystal clear. Find out why. Okay, now we move into detective mode. This is the investigation phase. This is where we take that huge, scary problem and turn it into a manageable set of possibilities. Remember, we're not just guessing here. We are structuring our analysis. And here's where we apply step 2, break it down. The first thing you should do is split potential causes into 2 buckets. Are they internal factors, things Uber actually controls, like their app's performance or pricing? Or are they external, things they don't, like a new competitor popping up or new government regulations? This simple split immediately brings order to the chaos. Now for step 3. Another way to break down the problem is to look at the user journey itself. I mean, where in this flow are things breaking? Are people not even opening the app? Or are they requesting rides but no drivers are accepting? Is the payment failing at the end? Mapping this out helps you pinpoint exactly where the problem might be. And because we did all that work, we can now move to step 4. We can form some specific, testable hypotheses. These are basically our prime suspects. You know, maybe a competitor just launched a huge marketing campaign, or maybe there's a serious shortage of drivers. Each of these gives us a clear path to investigate. And here we are, the climax of our investigation. After you walk the interviewer through your hypotheses, and they'd give you some imaginary data to work with, you start to zero in on what's really going on. And boom, here it is. Our investigation reveals that the 20% drop isn't just one thing. It's actually split perfectly down the middle. A driver shortage caused a 10% drop, and increased competition caused the other 10%. So a really crucial takeaway here is that there's often more than one root cause. But just saying driver shortage isn't enough. The why is everything. That driver shortage meant users were seeing way longer wait times, which made them more likely to just give up. And at the exact same time, competitors pounced, launching super aggressive pricing campaigns in Uber's most important markets, literally stealing riders away. So you've done all the hard work. You've cracked the case. Now it's time to deliver your conclusion with total confidence and clarity. This is the moment that ties everything together and really makes you stand out. And this, right here, is your winning summary. It's direct, it's confident, and it's backed up by the logical investigation you just walked them through. You state the two main causes, driver shortage and increased competition, and you explain their direct impact, which was fewer completed rides. That's it. Clean, concise, perfect. Please remember this. The single biggest mistake people make with this question is they just jump to a conclusion. They guess. The framework forces you to be methodical, and I promise you, the interviewer is way more impressed by your structured thinking than by a lucky guess. And here's the other golden rule. A 20% worldwide drop is just an average. The real story was hidden in the details, in specific cities where competition was fierce, or at that specific step in the user journey where drivers weren't accepting rides. You have to always dig deeper. And this is where a great answer becomes a legendary one. Finding the problem is only half the battle. The best product managers are already thinking about the next step, the solution. So how would you fix a driver shortage? How would you fight back against an aggressive competitor? Answering that question shows you're not just an analyst, you're a product leader.